What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy HMK once again, and the Nintendo Switch 2 event, the Direct, was insane. It had a lot of awesome games, a lot of cool features. There were some things that happened after the Direct that wasn't so great, but I am excited for the console and I'm excited for the games. One game specifically that got revealed, and I've been talking about it and I've been wondering if we're gonna get it at the Direct, was a new Warriors title. And at first in my mind, I'm like, it's too good to be true, so like maybe Xenoblade Warriors, hey yo, Kingdom Hearts Warriors, or any other Warriors games, any other new Fire Emblem Wars. We got another Hyrule Warriors game, which makes sense because Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, I don't know if it still is, but for the longest, not for the longest, but ever since it came out, the highest selling and the fastest selling Warriors title of all time. I don't know if like a new Warriors game came out, like Dynasty Warriors Origins, I don't know where that, where those numbers at, but the point is we're getting another Hyrule Warriors game based on Tears of the Kingdom. That's right, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. A lot of people has been theorizing about the idea of this type of game, or this game, call it Age of Imprisoning, right? And I'm like, hey, Age of Imprisonment, but Age of Imprisonment makes more sense grammatically, so I'm like, yeah. And I'm really excited for the game. Obviously, the Age of Imprisonment takes place during the events leading up to the Imprisoning War, in which Zelda got blasted to the past from the beginning of Tears of the Kingdom, and we're going to play out that story. Now, a couple of things to note about that. I'm incredibly excited because one, is running on Switch 2, so like, I hope that it's going to run beautifully well, because Nvidia confirmed that the Switch 2 is 10 times more stronger than the Switch. And Age of Calamity, I love the game, but performance issues, they have performance issues. So I'm hoping also that Age of Calamity gets a, a free upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2, because they did confirm that, like, oh, graphical upgrades are free. Graphical upgrades with a little bit of content like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, in terms of Zelda Notes, $10. And then upgrades, which also have content that's comparable to that of DLC, $20. So I mean, like, that's a pretty good pricing measure. The point is, I hope that Age of Imprisonment is coming out in winter, runs significantly wild, like nice and good, buttery, and it, multiplayer is gonna run as well really well. That's one thing. The second thing is that even though this is the Age of Imprisoning, which leads into my third point after this, Age of Imprisonment, I hope that Link, either from Tears of the Kingdom or a new variant of Link, or maybe even the ancient hero, shows up in the game. I need a Hyrule Warriors game with my boy Link, especially with all the new gameplay functions and making it look nice, buttery, all that good jazz. And a lot of people's like, oh, the ancient hero, it doesn't make sense timeline-wise because he was there for the original Calamity, which was 10,000 years before the events of Breath of the Wild, and the Imprisonment World takes place long before that. But here's going to my third point, which ties everything else in a bubble. This is a Hyrule Warriors game. It is not The Legend of Zelda game. It is derived from Legend of Zelda, and I'm preparing you guys now, because I prepared myself in my heart even before Age of Calamity came out. This game, at best, is probably going to be pseudo-canon to Tears of the Kingdom and The Legend of Zelda as a whole, just like how Age of Calamity was. And let me explain. Age of Calamity is both canon and non-canon to Breath of the Wild, because Terraco, going back from the events that happened 100 years before before Breath of the Wild, went back to the past and then changed the timeline by its machinations, which is multiverse theory, right? So while the events that started with Age of Calamity is canon to Breath of the Wild, because that's something that we saw behind the scenes, that Terraco always existed in Breath of the Wild, but like jettisoned himself to the past, and then all the events of Age of Calamity came out after that. So they were able to defeat the Calamity way earlier on, and everything was much happier because of that. But it's a branched timeline that one leads to the events of Age of Calamity through Terraco's machinations, and the other goes into Breath of the Wild and then Tears of the Kingdom. Age of Imprisonment is probably going to be the same thing, so note about that. So Zelda goes back to the past, and then there's going to be some sort of new aspect or a MacGuffin that changes the timeline while she's there. Because of course, her going back to the past and then her coming back, or I should say living out her days as the Light Dragon, is still canon to Tears of the Kingdom. But something is probably going to happen in Age of Imprisonment that like adds the ripple effect to time, that branches up a new universe, multiverse theory, that Age of Imprisonment is going to have a better ending in which Sonya might survive, but I mean, like, how is Ganondorf going to get his secret stone? Yada, yada, yada. And they're going to imprison Ganondorf completely, utterly, and have the events set up nice and dandy in which Sonya survives, and then it's off to the better, and then maybe Zelda gets sent back to the future and reunites with Link, or they bring Link back to the past, and then them bringing Link from Tears of the Kingdom to the past is what branches off the timeline and makes everything run in a different course leading up to that. So while in Age of Imprisonment, Breath of the Wild and Age of Calamity, both canon but not canon leading into the game, and then Age of Imprisonment happens and then makes another new timeline, or they could switch it up. We don't know, but it is a Hyrule Warriors game, so you have to make note of that. And that's why I hope that if they're going to use time travel, and of course the fact that we're getting the Sages amiibos, we're probably going to have not Miru, but Yonobu, Riju, Sidon, and Tulin come from the future into the past to assist whatever's going on in Age of Imprisonment, hang out with their ancestors, the current sages of that time. Link comes as well, and Zelda, Link, Rauru, Sonya, everybody there helps out, dismantles Ganondorf. Yeah, we got it, right? But then would it really be the Age of Imprisonment if they kill Ganondorf during that time and not imprison him? That is why there's going to be a lot of things, a lot of speculation on that. But note that there are going to be a lot of variables when it comes to this game's story. But one thing's for sure, the game is going to be fun, because I had such a good time with Age of Calamity, and I'm really, really excited for Age of Imprisonment. Man, how far we have come. So I want to know what you guys think about the reveal of this new Hyrule Warriors game. Are you excited? And are you excited for all things Zelda? Because there's another aspect of Zelda which I'm going to talk about in another video, which is going to have more stuff. So until the next video, this has been your boy HMK. Like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. And let's get it. The Switch 2, we're on the way.